Hey guys, welcome back to Science Skills and Life Skills with Vikhyath. So today is World Telecommunications Day. So in this video, we'll be deep diving into telecom, which is the short form of telecommunications, and its progress over the centuries. So here's the early era of telecommunications. When talking about the early era of telecom, telephones and Morse code would be appearing in your mind. However, the earliest evidences of telecommunications are voice drums and smoke signals, among others, being used by prehistoric humans like the indigenous tribes in Africa, North America, and parts of Asia. Much later in 1792, a French engineer, Claude Jacques, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, built the first visual telegraphy or semaphore system between Lille and Paris. And to visualize how this visual telegraphy worked, here's a picture. So this is how it worked. It used pulleys being used to rotate wooden beams, and cable operators in each tower station used to give these signals, which would signify these letters, and it was an extremely expensive system. At that time, there was no concept of internet or long distance communication, so this was not exactly very widely accepted because it could only be used by the rich because it was extremely expensive. 2 years later, a Swedish engineer, Abraham Edelkrantz, developed a similar system, except that it only used shutters, contrary to Claude's system, which involved pulleys rotating beams of wood. Compared to Claude's system, it was much less expensive. It could still only be afforded by the rich and the affluent. Much later, in the 1850s, this system was abandoned because of how costly it was. Now we come into the birth of telegraph system. Samuel Morse invented the telegraph system, which gave telecommunications a huge boost. It worked by using Morse code to communicate. With the invention of telegraph, long distance communication was now made possible. Initially, telegraph systems only served on land routes, as it was presumed impossible to lay underwater, and Morse code comprised of dots and dashes. And did you know that Morse code doesn't have any lowercase or uppercase letters? After a failed attempt in 1865, success came in 1866, which connected US and the United Kingdom. The availability of global telegraphy rapidly changed the face of business and government affairs. The ability to instantly communicate had a great positive impact on business and other human aspects of daily life, including both the world wars. Both of them used telegraph as well as the telephone, and the invention of the telephone would soon follow the birth of the telegraph system. The telephone was largely the creation of Alexander Graham Bell, who received his first patent in March 1876. The early development of the telephone was fraught with technical and financial problems. He, Thomas Sanders, and a few other people founded a company called Bell Telephone Company, which is now called AT&T. After Bell's patents expired, many independent telephone companies popped up and developed the telephone even more so that common people could get access to the telephone too. Because when a product is patented, no one else can copy or develop the same invention. Now, moving on to arguably the biggest advancement in telecommunications, Internet. It was, as I mentioned, arguably the biggest advancement in telecommunications and humanity in general. Bob Kahn and Vint Cerf are credited with founding the Internet, while the World Wide Web was founded by Tim Berners-Lee and Robert Caillow. It revolutionized the idea of telecommunications and made long distance communication fast and secure. I'm mentioning the point secure because until then, telephone lines and telegraph systems could be easily sabotaged because they were wired. The internet was wired as well, but compared to the telephone and telegraph systems, it was literally less wired. So that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.